Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about ChatGPT, man. Like for real, I am a believer. Like ChatGPT, no lie, has been changing my life. I'm not going to cap, yo. ChatGPT has been like helping me learn better, learn quicker, just everything. Like I'm telling you, bro, like I've been learning, I've been trying to be more discipline. Discipline is like the key thing for me. Discipline is key. Discipline is so key for me right now. Learning how to take a loss is so key for me right now. Learning more in-depth strategies to help me become have more of an edge is so key to me right now. And just the strategy part on its own, like I've been trading for years. I'm a pandemic trader, started in the pandemic. So going through all these courses is expensive and it's time consuming and it's a lot of BS. It's a lot of BS, man, because a lot of these people are selling you a strategy that they don't even trade, that they just saw somebody else make a video on and they created a course around that and now they're selling it to you. It don't even make sense. It don't even, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like you gotta watch so many people explain this one trading strategy just to put it together for yourself because they're just leaving out pivotal points that you have to spend years trying to figure out. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, man. So I've been using ChatGPT to really help me like redefine myself as a trader and just become better. Just to go in depth when it comes to learning stuff. Like I've been learning volume profile the past like what 2 months or so, and what I need to learn and what I need the questions I had, I couldn't get from YouTube videos, and I refuse to continue to pay for mentorships or courses. I'm way past that. It's just not, it's not good, you know. And one thing I really noticed is that had me stuck is that with volume profile, traders trade it differently, you know, and that can really confuse you when you're going on YouTube trying to figure out how to trade it or what it means. You feel me? So I've been on ChatGPT just breaking out how to trade volume profile, and I've been using it as a journal, like real spell. I talk to ChatGPT like it's my coach or mentor for real, like it's a real person, like no cap, like no kitty, and yeah, I really use it. So I'm gonna show you all today like three key things that ChatGPT has been helping me out with, you know, and has created for me to help me become a better trader. And I'll create more videos going in depth with things I do with ChatGPT because it will really blow your mind. So, all right. So, right here. So, I'm going to show you all a little chart that it created for me. And I'm going to show you like the prompt that I gave it. And I would like the first part of this is from a previous, of course, previous stuff speaking about that's up here and all that. But that's too much to go through. So, this is me speaking, of course. Says, yes, I probably should have waited for price to close outside of the orb. I would have got stopped out once, but would have caught the second breakout. Price is currently at 58.63. Would have covered first loss for sure. I for sure need a checklist or rules and conditions for when, it's supposed to be when to enter a short or long, and rules and conditions for stop loss placement. Also, can you create some kind of spreadsheet with the different number of contract sizes from 2 to 10 contracts and how much I'll make after a certain amount of points? Allow the points to start at 5 points and go to 30, but every 5 points. So that's a prompt I gave it, right? And this is chat responding. Absolutely key. Let's break this down into clear, actionable parts. All right, so checklist. Checklist for entries and stops. Entries and rules, right? Entry rules for long trades. Wait for candle to close above or high on your time frame, 5 minute or 15 minute. If you look at my chart breakdowns, that's what I do. Confirm price is above current day POC or EMA. Ditto. Look for confirmation, bullish engulfing candle, strong volume, retest, holding key levels, volume area low, point of control. Avoid entry near major news or before high volatility events. Entry rules for short. Wait for candle to close below or below. Confirm price is below current POC. Yeah, so this basically like helped me put together a checklist because when you're trading, sometimes you need to have things just written down. You need to have concrete things written down for you to follow when you're trading, because you might see a setup and think that setup is golden, and then you get into the trade and you lose the trade and you're like, why did I lose this trade? It looked golden, but hey, you missed that wasn't an engulfing candle. You missed that wasn't the candle breaking and closing above a level. You missed like certain details that doesn't make it an A plus trade as you thought it was. So this was created when I really first started trading volume profile, and it helped me just put my rules like in my face. You know what I'm saying? And especially the stop loss placement, because when I first started trading volume profile, I did not know where to put my stop loss. You feel me? I'm over here like, so when I first started trading the orb, when you first learn how to trade the 15-minute orb, they recommend putting your stop loss at the opposite end of the orb. So if you're trading, you're going long, you're going in for buys, they tell you to put your stop loss below orb low. And sometimes that can be too much of a stop loss. That's a big stop loss. So when I incorporate a volume profile, I can put it, a few points below the point of control or below value area low. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going for longs, you feel me? Or just below market structure, that's also by a level as well. And I can go from having a 20-point stop loss to like a 10-point stop loss or a 15-point stop loss or even an 8-point stop loss, and, aim for 10 to 15 points. So also, this is the table that it created for me. And let's get it more in frame. So this table right here, I have this table printed out. I laminated it and it's stuck on my wall next to my trading station. Like right now, this chart right here is on my wall next to me. I'm like hitting it right now if you can hear it. Why? Because I'm not a genius. I'm still learning futures and I need to understand how much I'm risking per trade. You feel me? Because yes, Top Step X will tell you, like, once you enter a trade, it will tell you what your dollar value is for your stop loss and your take profit, but Trade of 8 doesn't. And also, when you're entering a trade, you also want to enter how many contracts. Another way you can trade is base your contract amount by how many points your stop loss is. So for an example, if I have a trade open and before I'm about to place a trade, I map out with the long tool or short tool on TradingView, and let's say my stop loss is 15 points, as you can see right here. So I'm really only trying to risk like 200-ish dollars per trade. So if my stop loss is projected to be 15 points, then the max contracts I need to have is 3. You feel me? If my stop loss is 10 points, then the max contracts I can have is 5. You feel me? Because at five contracts at 10 points, that's $250. You feel me? So right now I'm trading with just staying at 3 contracts, and I try to actually mitigate my points. I try to not allow my points to go, to the max of 20 points. You feel me? I try to keep it around that 15-point range. And I've actually been doing well at keeping it between 10 and 15 points. So my strategy is actually to stay at 3 contracts. And as I become more disciplined and more consistent, I'm going to move up to 4, move up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. And you're going to see that going on. So this is key. Like if you're new to futures, you're not understanding points, the value of points, or even ticks. If you trade looking at just ticks, like go on ChatGPT, hey, create me a chart. You saw the prompt that I gave it, just straight up. Create me a chart that go from 2 to 10 contracts, go for 5 to 30 points and intervals of 5, and tell me how much money I'll make, per contract. And print this out, put it next to your trading station, wherever you can have it, so that when you see it, you can, when you're trading, you're able to look at it and know really how much you're risking. You feel me? So that you'll be able to really manage your risk properly and keep you in the game longer. So that's really, really key. Like this was really, really key for me. I look at this thing every day. So now let's go here. All right, hopefully you all can see this. So I could not find the chat that I had with this to like really show y'all how I prompted this. This is ChatGPT. I'm able to find the rubric, but I can't find the chat. I kind of think I deleted it because I try to stay organized. So my thing is discipline. When I tell you I use ChatGPT as a journal, like the little notes that you see me post on my weekly overviews My weekly reviews, the little notes I post on my charts is nothing to what I do daily on ChatGPT. I'm very detailed with my daily summary. You feel me? And especially with my emotion. I'm very detailed and very open with my emotions, like for real. And like I know it's AI and it sounds a little crazy, but no, it works, man. I'm telling you, it works. Like AI is next level and it's great and it's very very helpful. And if emotion is what's holding you back from becoming a profitable trader, then you need to get that in check. You need to present that emotion and have somebody help you mitigate that emotion, those emotions. Like I don't know if you guys ever seen the TV show Billions, how they got the the trainer, the psychologist or whatnot, how she be helping them get right. Like that's real, bro. Like you need, if emotions are causing you to jump off the bandwagon, you need to get those emotions intact. And I promise you, you'll be a better trader. So my emotions and discipline is so key for me right now in my journey, and I need to hold myself accountable. And I need to know what I'm doing every day, every trade, so that I can see it at the end of the day, so that I can be better the next day. So, excuse me, I created this with ChatGPT because, like I say, I go on every day. I do a summary with ChatGPT. I put in the POC. I put in value area low, value area high. I put in orb high, orb low. I put in what the POC was when I took my trade, where value area high, value area low was when I took the trade, where it ended up at, where the previous day's levels were. And I put all that in. I put what I was thinking, what I was feeling, why I closed the trade, what I was thinking when I entered the trade. I put everything in. And, ChatGPT, like, it memorizes stuff. And it will, so when I've created this rubric, it already knew what I needed to work on. It already knew what I needed to work on. So it put all of that into this rubric for me, right? So we're going to start from the top. And also, this rubric right here, I also have this printed out. I have it laminated, and I have it on my wall, literally right next to my contract chart, right next to it. I look at it every day, multiple times a day. So let's start with the first one. As you can see, the first one is 20 points. All right, so entry. Entry based on orb, strategy, rules, and volume profile rules. The reason why this is the most, I don't know why this says 100 right there, it's supposed to be 10. Hey, AI still getting better. But real spill, the one I have printed out actually says 10. It's pretty odd. But so this is worth the most points because it's the main thing. It's the main thing. Like, I should not be entering a trade unless it's based on my orb strategy and the rules that come with volume profile. Point simple. That's it. Like, it helps with the discipline because sometimes you can come in and pre-plan your day and you can get on the charts and just start doing stuff. I know a lot of us have done that. A lot of us still doing it. So first thing, make sure my entry is based on my actual core strategy. Second thing, enter on proper candle close, candle out of orb, and no wick candle. So if you ever look at my weekly reviews, I have a candle that I call a 75% candle. Well, it's really the 75% candle rule. I'm not entering unless that candle is 75% out of orb. Like, that's the first thing I look for. Whenever the orb is broken, the candle has to be 75% out of orb before I even move to the next train of thought. And the next train of thought is the wicks. Is there a wick? If I'm going long, do I have wick at the top of the candle, like for the highs of the candle? And then so on and so on. So the candle, when I enter, the candle has to be a proper candle and no wicks. You feel me? So the next one is huge as well. It should have been 20 points, but it's huge. Did I hold my loss or did I move my stop loss? Did I hold my loss or did I move my stop loss? When we all do it, we've all done it. We're all still doing it. I really don't do it anymore, to be honest with you. I've gotten really good at this. I'm not gonna say no more. It's been about a good month. But holding losses, man, not being able to accept the loss, that's killer. That's killer, man. Like, not being able to accept the loss, moving your stop loss, those two will just destroy you. You can have been having a good month, and then one day can blow everything because you held your loss and you moved your stop loss. So That's huge. And I've been dealing with taking losses and accepting the loss for a very long time, and just talking to ChatGPT about that, because I also use my emotions to have ChatGPT recommend me books to read to help with that. And so that's why it's included on here, because I've struggled with that. And then what goes hand in hand with holding the loss, moving your stop loss, is revenge trading. So the next thing here is revenge trading, placing random trades or trading immediately after a loss. It's something that's very common. It's very common amongst new traders or even intermediate traders. Is once you take that loss, you got to get right back in it. Once you get wicked out and it started going back into your direction, you got to get back in it. Once you're right there, $50, $100 away from passing the combine, but you took a loss, now you got to get right back in it, because today you said you're going to pass it. And then what you start doing, you start taking random trades, right? Random trades, you know what I'm saying? And that will destroy you, man. Sometimes you just got to walk away. Walk away. So the next thing here is proper contract size based on points per projected stop loss. That's why I created that chart. That's why. Because you can get into a trade and the stop loss be like 25 points, and you hopped in with 5 contracts, and now you're down $625. You feel me? On a 50K Top Step account. You're down $625. Boy, you about halfway done. Like, and now you tripping, spazzing, trying to get it all back. Like, proper contract size is key. It's really, 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 really key. Like, it's for real, for real. So another huge thing, this is what I do every day. Like, every day, I just go into ChatGPT. I say, are there any big news events today? Is Trump speaking today? Any Fed speaking today? Any major fundamentals to be worried about today? Like, for real, every day. Every day. Sometimes I do it for the weekly, but then I forget, so I just go back and just do it every day. Every day I'm checking news, man. And then I ask ChatGPT, like, straight up, like, does each of these things, does it have a bullish sentiment or a bear sentiment? And real spell, ChatGPT will be like, this could be bullish, just could be bearish, but at the same time, you got to pay attention to what's on the charts. So, real spell, I check the news every day, bro. Every day. And if you look at my market recaps, bro, you will see the days I don't check the news, and then I'm trading and I'm getting smacked, and it's because Jerome Powell, the Fed, is speaking. You feel me? Like, I even have the website where it shows what days Trump's supposed to speak, although it's not accurate, because whenever he wants to speak, he's going to speak. But I even have that pulled up as well. So check the news every day, because that will destroy your account. So the next thing is take profit based on structure. So this one is key, and I follow it and I don't at the same time. So my plan is to I try to have 2 take profits, shoot for 10 points and shoot for 15 points. But what I do is, if there are major levels around, like, say my first take profit is at 10 points. If there's the previous day point of control before those 10 points, then I'm going to put my first take profit before that point of control. You know what I'm saying? Or even right at it. But I can't expect for a price to either get drawn to that point of control or to hit that point of control and then reject off of it. So I don't want to have my first take profit beyond that point of control, because it might hit that point of control and then reverse. You feel me? And then it might come back and retest, the orb high or the current day point of control. So I pay attention to levels, and if my first take profit or even second take profit is within a certain level that it might price might reject off of, then I'm going to, move my take profit lower. You feel me? So that it would actually get hit. You know what I'm saying? So that's key. Pay attention to structure when you're placing your take profit. I know some people come in, they're like, Top Step, I need to make $200 a day in order to get a payout. So whenever they place a trade, they're automatically aiming for whatever will get them $200, and that's it's not going to always work out that way. You feel me? It's just not. So pay attention to structure when I'm placing my take profit. So that's why that's key, and that's why I have that on the rubric. And the next one goes hand in hand with that, and that's key as well. So the next one is, what's my take profit move based on greed? Like, real spill. Like, I know plenty of y'all have been in a trade and it's flying, it's ripping. So you're like, man, shit, let me move my take profit all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened? That been reversed and stop you out. Yo, but for real, what was my take profit move based on greed? Like, come in with a plan, get your money and get out. You know what I'm saying? Get your money and get out. Be consistent. Have a consistent plan for right now, and then scale and then scale your strategy. You know, but find consistency in your current plan, and then be able then scale that up later on. So don't move. Like for me, it's like don't move my stock, my take profit because of greed, because I want more money. I need more money. I'm trying to pass an eval quicker. I'm trying to pass the combine quicker, you know, or if my PE accounts, I'm trying to get to a payout quicker. Nah, my goal is 10 points and 15 points. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm getting at. That's it. You feel me? And then later on, I'll be able to scale it up. Right now, I'm working with 3 contracts. Once I become more consistent, then I can go up to 4 contracts. So what's the take profit move based on greed? That's 10 points. So this right here is supposed to be 10 points. I don't know why I'm saying 100, but it's supposed to be 10 points. Did I exit the trade based on volume profile and structure, or based on fear and lack of confidence? Now that's straight up like key as well, man. That is such key, because I've been in trades where, you know, it just started, who knows, just started, you know, going in a bit of drawdown. You feel me? Going into a bit of drawdown, and it can be because what indices, price can move fast, yo. Price can move fast, and then it can go into, I can be up in profit, I don't know, 5 points, and then it reversed, you know, 10 points, which means I'm really only down 5 points. You feel me? And that can like mess with my psyche, and I'm like, no, it's reversing. It's for to have a crazy Trump tank and exit the trade, but all it's doing is just retesting price, you know, trying to see if it's going to accept a higher value, and it's retesting fair value. You feel me? And I'll get so nervous and you know, lack of confidence, lack of confidence in the strategy, and I'll exit. And then what happens? It'll probably bounce off of, you know, liquidity, bounce off of fair value, shall I say, bounce off of point of control, and then head back in my way. You feel me? And and that's one of those things where people be like having FOMO, and then they hop back into the trade, but the move was already over. You know, so that's key. That I exit the trade based on volume profile and structure, or based on fear and lack of confidence. So that's huge. So let's see. I'm trying to show y'all the. All right, there we go. So this is how it's, you know, graded, just like regular school days, right? So this rubric helps me with scaling, because everybody wants to make the big bucks, right? Everybody wants to make the big bucks, and that's something that I've struggled with as well, and mental and psychology as well, because it's like sometimes I get in a trade and I'm trying to be as disciplined as I can with following my rules and stuff like that, and it only allows me to make $100, $150, $200, or whatnot. I'm just like, dang, bro, like, how am I gonna make $1 billion off this? No, for real though. And you know, social media does get to you, blah 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 blah. You see people, you know, getting $5,000 payouts, $10,000 payouts, and all that's possible. But you got to be able to become disciplined, control your emotions, and perfect your strategy before you can get there. So, what I had ChatGPT do for me is create a game plan, create a 6-month game plan that I can follow, and basically scale my strategy. And it's using this rubric right here. And then here's the game plan. Let's see, let's zoom in. So this is the game plan. And it was actually created in June. We created this in June, right? ChatGPT created this game plan for me in June, because I want to be able to scale up. I want to be able to play with the big boys and make big boy money. You feel me? And the best thing to do is just using my same strategy. Like I told you before, I aim for 2 take profits. Once I hit 10 points, I take off, you know, either I take off right now. I'm trading 3 micros. Once I hit 10 points, I either take off 1 micro or take off 2 micros, depending on how the price action look. Then move stops to break even, and I let the remainder go and try to run for 15 points. That's my main strategy, right? My main risk management, shall I say? And starting off with there's 3 micros, right? So let's read into the progression of this 6-month game plan. So starting in July, trading 3 contracts, 3 micros, right? 3 micros. The game plan for July is to rebuild confidence through consistency and discipline. Focus on clean setups and complete your daily rubric. That's key as well, because it's like you can have the rubric, but if you're not filling it out every day, you're not really knowing what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and what you can work on. You feel me? And the whole thing is, in order to move to the next month, I need to average, was it a high B or better on the daily the rubric for the whole month in order to move over here. So honestly, if I also take a picture of my 6 months plan, like this is actually scribbled out, and I had to write August and move everything back a month because I wasn't disciplined. I had like, was it the 2 previous weeks or the 2 previous weeks or the 1 previous week where I just, it wasn't good, wasn't disciplined. So still at 3 micros. So now by September, shall I say? So the game plan, first start with 3 micros. Rebuild confidence through consistency, discipline, focus on clean setups, and complete your daily rubric, right? Then if I can do that for the whole month, then I can move to 4 micros. Only scale up if your weekly average rubric score is a B or better. No impulse trades allowed. So off the rip, if I do any impulsive trades, that's trading immediately after a loss or whatever, off rip, boom, start over, start from go. You feel me? But if I can keep maintaining, then the next month I can go to 5 micros, right? Then revisit any weeks with low rubric scores. If needed, stay at 4 contracts until consistent. It's all about discipline, being consistent with your discipline. And then next month, I can go to 6 to 7 micros. Then test mini equivalent sizing with micros before switching to 1 mini, only if discipline is strong. So that's 6 to 7 micros. 10 micros equals 1 mini. So throughout this month here, I'll be testing almost the equivalent of micros that will equal 1 mini. You feel me? And before I move to that 1 mini, because it's going to be a whole different ball game. But if I'm not disciplined, I shouldn't even step into that arena. You feel me? And then the next month will be 1 mini plus 1 to 2 micros, or just 1 mini, to be honest with you. And then blend position sizing to stay flexible, track performance, and journal partials. So just same crap, rinse and repeat. And then the next month, 1 to 2 minis. This is playing with the big boys. And this is also, if I'm this consistent for these months, whatever account I have, it will build me a big enough buffer to handle these contracts as well. So scale up only if profitable, confident, and fully following your plan. Focus on ending the year strong. So everything leads up to this. So I'm telling you, bro, I use ChatGPT as a hardcore journal, and it helps me, I have this right here printed out and put it on my wall too, to let me know, like, there's hope, man. There is hope. If I stick to the game plan and just keep staying consistent, keep grinding it out, like these little like $50 days, $150 days, $200 days will eventually become $500 days, $1,000 days, $600 days. You feel me? And if you got multiple accounts, you're copy trading, the sky's the limit. So this is how I use ChatGPT as a coach and as a mentor, to be truthful. And it's really how I'm just breaking down everything to basically get to this game plan right here, this 6 months game plan on how to scale up my trading strategy to make more money. And the key to it all is just staying disciplined. Staying disciplined and just not being lazy. Like, you cannot be lazy when it comes to trading. Like, when I first was starting off, now I see people talk about journaling their trades and all that. It's like, oh, that's too much. But it's not. You need it. You need to journal in ways that you don't think is needed. Like when I journal my trades, like, go look at my weekly reviews. I put my emotions in my journaling because I need to know what I was feeling. Like, because you ever took a trade and you look back, you're like, dang, why did I take that trade? Like, that was stupid. Why did I take that trade? Like, it's good to know what you were really feeling when you took that trade. You feel me? Because if it was a negative feeling, if it was a anxious feeling or over like a overly feeling of something, you can try to mitigate that. You know what I'm saying? And like journaling is key, being disciplined is key, being consistent is key, slowing down is key. Like take a small strategy and just try to scale it up. Like that's my goal. So thank y'all for if y'all still here, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. If y'all want me to do a video on really my recaps with ChatGPT, I'll definitely do a video of that. So appreciate y'all.